Let's talk about Fauci. Fauci roasted as fraud and liar after being confronted by damning study on masks. So,
how odd.
Oh, weird. Let's take a look at this. On Fauci. You know, what he's doing this time.
Flip-flop Fauci.
Okay, so Dr. Anthony Fauci faced backlash on social media after admitting on CNN that his studies showed masks had limited impact on the overall course of the COVID-19 pandemic. While acknowledging weaker data for pandemic-wide effects, Fauci maintained that individual-level studies indicated masks could offer some protection. Critics, including Senator Rand Paul and commentators, seized on Fauci's statement, labeling him a fraud and a liar. They highlighted the apparent inconsistency of his stance, masks working individually but not on a larger scale, leading to accusations of deception and mistrust. Fauci's shifting mask guidance during the pandemic also fueled controversy. He initially downplayed mask effectiveness due to shortages, later endorsing them as supplies increased. Vinny.
Well, first, I've been calling him flip-flop Fauci for the longest time. It's like, okay, he's retired. Am I right, Rob? He's finished. He's not even supposed to be. It's just weird that now that all the stuff that we're hearing about...
Is this the clip, by the way?
This is the clip. And Pat, do me a favor while he plays this. Look at how creepy this guy's eyes are on the left. But look at Fauci, a retired guy, but they keep bullying him out whenever something about
Let's see what
COVID
he says.
comes out.
Brett Stevens in The Times talked about Cochrane. Put that on the screen. The most rigorous and comprehensive analysis of scientific studies conducted on the efficacy of masks for reducing the spread of respiratory illness, including COVID-19, was published last month. Its conclusions, said Tom Jefferson, the Oxford epidemiologist who is the lead author, were unambiguous. There is just no evidence that masks, make any difference, he told the journalist Mayan Damasi, full stop. But wait, hold on. What about the N95 masks as opposed to the lower quality surgical or cloth masks? Makes no difference. None of it, he said. Well, what about the studies that initially persuaded policymakers to impose mask mandates? They were convinced by non-randomized studies, flawed observational studies. How do we get beyond that finding of that particular review?
Yeah, but there are other studies, Michael, that show at an individual level for individual. When you're talking about the effect on the epidemic or the pandemic as a whole, the data are less strong.
You made no sense.
Zero
what you
sense,
just said.
It's a nothing salad.
Wait a minute. Individual level. Individuals
and by the way,
groups.
this just came out. I don't know if you saw this. This thing just came out, Vinny, if you saw this thing here. From CDC, apparently. Breaking CDC has stated that Americans who have received the mRNA COVID vaccines are now at a higher risk of infection from new variants of the virus than those who aren't vaccinated.
Oh, so you're talking about Jill Biden, Pat, who yesterday tested positive.
Can you verify this? Go for it.
Jill Biden, I'm pretty sure vaccinated in every single booster shot. She's probably in line for another booster. But Pat, this goes to my question is, Americans, are you going to comply when they try to bring this back? Because you know it's coming back. These are the signs. The First Lady, COVID. You wheel out Fauci. He's trying to be like, well, I said it, but I didn't say it. This is going to be a beautiful test to see if Americans are going to bow down and do exactly as they're told again, because it's starting to come back. Philadelphia is doing it. I'm seeing my mom flew recently. She said people at the airport are already starting to wear the mask. It doesn't work. And I sent Rob a video, Pat, of Fauci. This is mid-pandemic, during the pandemic, saying on 60 Minutes, mask. Nobody during a pandemic should be wearing a mask because they don't want. Rob, you have that little clip? I sent it to you. It's like, how many times are we going to let these people flip-flop, Tom? And then zero accountability. And why do we keep wheeling him out? He's retired. We don't want to see you anymore. Can you show it really fast?
Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
So
interesting.
So
what was the date on this? What was the date? That was probably March of 2020.
Mid pandemic.
But not mid, like very early, right? March of 2020.
Very early, but even does it matter if the head? Hey, that's Mr. Science says it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, then what's the point? And then, but Adam, my real question, I'm being genuine. Then what is it? Is it a show of their power of like they could mess with us whenever they want? Because if it doesn't work, what's the point? Why?
Yeah, good
Why
question. But I think, look, as the president George W. Bush once said, fool me once, you can't
tourist.
You can't get fooled again.
Tourist.
Fool me once.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. So, look, I think what happened during COVID, just taking like kind of a step back, it was so new. It was so weird. We've never seen anything like this. First time in 100 years of pandemic. People are told to trust the science. Operation Warp Speed Trump. You got Fauci out there doing his thing. It's just like you have Dr. Birx out there. People didn't have no clue. No clue. They're telling, get a shot, don't get a shot. I don't know. You got to travel. If you want to leave the country, you got to travel. But I feel, to use the George W. Bush, then can't get fooled again.
Yeah.
I feel like if this happens again,
yeah,
people are like, nah, bro.
You really have that much faith in the average American?
I do.
Okay, I don't. They're gonna bow down.
And this comes down to what I was gonna say. There's a difference between choice and mandates. I think we can all agree this is not a country where mandates play well. If you want to get vaxxed, if you want to wear a mask, if you want to put a face diaper on your face, as they say, more power to you. Do your thing. If you're like, nah, dude, that's not for me. I don't want to get vaxxed. I don't play that game. Then that's on you. Like, look, Jill Biden has COVID now.
Yeah.
My mom just got over COVID.
Yeah.
Certain people close to us in the vicinity of Valuetainment have had COVID. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
And whether you get vaxxed or whether you don't get vaxxed, that's your choice. But I do not believe in mandates.
But I understand that, but you're saying that now, Adam. What I'm saying is when, like you said, that chaos, that madness, and then, they knew what the hell was going on. They know what the deal is. They were mandating it. You couldn't fly. Adam, you remember? If you're on an airplane and you even tried to lower your mask, they were on top of you. Right, and some people I was on a flight coming here, Adam. They kicked the dude off. He's like, I'm not wearing a mask. They kicked him off. So, we've changed. My curiosity is when it hits the fan again, and it's coming because the new BA whatever, the BA for the sheep. It's the new one. Let's see how Americans.
Rob, can you go back to what you just pulled up when I said, can you verify this? That one article. Let me read this here. Based on what? Can you please read that?
Sure. This is from CDC.gov. Based on what CDC knows now, existing tests used to detect and medications used to treat COVID-19 appear to be effective with this variant. BA.2.86 may be more capable of causing infection in people who have previously had COVID-19 or who have received COVID-19 vaccines. And again, that's from CDC.gov.
That's from CDC.gov.
That's the CDC.
So go out and get unvaccinated so you'll be safer.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah, but
can't get fooled again.
But Pat, and here's my thing. Here's what the average American is thinking, not conspiracy theorists, coincidence theorists. Isn't it? It's a weird coincidence that now we're getting close to election year. This is the test. This is there's another variant. Put on the mask. The first lady has it. At what point is it going to get that where they're like, oh God, pandemic number 2 is here. You got to stay home. Nobody leave your house. Vote from your house and mail in ballots. Pat, I'm telling you guys right now, that's where they're leading up to. I think that's what's going to happen.
Let's wrap this up with one thing. The weatherman can say, "Can you pop that up, Malik? Pop that one back up." From CDC, we're going to go to the next to last statement real fast. It can rain, or it can be a hurricane, right? And right now it says here, at this point, there is no evidence that this variant is causing more severe illness. There you have it. So guess what? There is a direct link in all this to herd immunity, and that the variants out there are not making people as sick as they used to. So when you say the word COVID, it's not like saying rain versus hurricane. The hurricane's over. It may rain, and they rain for a couple days, and you get sick, and you come back to work.
By the way, P.S., China still has not been held accountable. I'd like to just point that out, what the hell's going on in China.
Isn't that weird?
Just going to point that out right there.
Isn't that weird? We still, Pat, to this day, wait, you still can't even say that type of stuff for being racist. Where is the accountability for where
what was the most funniest thing is when that one time when Trump says, it's called China virus.
Yeah, China.
And then it says, sir, you can't call it China. That's discriminating against the whole population we have in America. And then the
reporter
who's Chinese, Asian lady says, it's called China. Why would you say that to me?
Remember that.
Would you say that to me because I'm Chinese?
Yeah.
No, it's because it's from China.
Yeah.
and the story comes out, it's from China. You know. So.
Okay, so we're gonna go back.
Is that the one? Is that the one? That's the one. Can you just play that?
That's not the Asian. No, that's not.
No, I know. It starts with that,
Okay,
and
got
she's
you.
the last one.
Oh, got you.
Go play it from the
She's
beginning,
hot,
Rob.
by the way. She's cute.
Watch this.
Keep calling this the Chinese virus. There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from China. That's why.
That's why. What are you?
They don't have the Asian lady.
The Asian lady was she's like, why are you looking at me when you're saying that? She's like, China.
Yeah.
Wow. Weird.
Like,
he was right.
It's like in the 40-year-old version. He's like, what's
let's
your
move
name?
on to the
Gina?
next story because
China.
we're not going to go back to the history books and
right.
erase the Spanish flu or erase the Hong Kong flu or the great insult to pigs around the world, the swine flu.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.